Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I got some rough spots, some good spots. What is there to know? What is there to know? Love. I've been thinking, what does it mean to make a movie about a mental health emergency? It's tough. It's not easy to make a movie about mental health. I mean, most people don't want to deal with people that have issues of the mind, especially if stress and anxiety and all that weird stuff seem to bring it to the surface more readily. Now, something kicks the can. Like, some people's brain can handle it, some people's brain can't, and then some people, no matter whose brain they had, could not handle the pressure they had. But it's not the brain that's the problem. You need to be in the spirit. That's right. You need to be in the spirit of love. You need to trust that spirit of love that's been through you with it all. It's very easy to say, oh, if you would have just prayed harder or sought the right people out. Well, when you're, maybe that's true in some cases. I don't know. I don't know what everybody's going through. I don't. But I do know what mental illness is, at least for me and my problems. Oh yeah, it's very sophisticated and complicated and stuff, but it's kind of simple too. It's like a burden you can't get rid of. It's like a job. It's like a 24-hour job, 7 days a week. Staying focused, taking your medicine, eating right if you can. You get if you see a donut and that's all you can get to is a donut, you eat a donut. Not that donuts are that bad either. I like donuts. I like police officers. I like police officers. They always been treated me nice. Some of the people who called the police officers weren't very nice, but police officers have always been very nice. That's their job, to be very nice. I know they're practiced at it. Sometimes people get worried about things. I told this one lady I wanted to make a movie about mental health. So she thought that was weird. It was at a chiropractic office. I don't know the lady. It doesn't matter. I don't know really who wanted to call the police, to tell you the truth. But somebody thought that was weird about talking about a movie, I guess. About mental health. What is it about mental health that nobody likes, but everybody loves? The concept of reality. What a concept. How can reality be a concept? I thought reality just was. But somehow they turned it into a concept, and people got educated. Very educated. And they really understand something about something. I mean, I believe in Jesus. I think a lot of people do. I think a lot of people, especially atheists, I think most atheists believe in Jesus. I really do. I think they're just mad at him. But I don't know. Not sure. I'm not them. I don't know. But I thought, like, if you're mad at God, you might as well take it out on Jesus, because he is God and you're mad at him, see? But, because where was he when this happened, and why did this go this way? I don't know. It's not that important. Really not. I mean, I don't want to say you believe if you don't believe. Maybe you don't believe in God. I don't know. Who said the guy can't handle being mad at anyway? I think, you know, one minute they say don't be mad at God, next minute they don't understand you're mad at him. They don't get it. Yeah, the flakes. There's snowflakes, and then there's round flakes, and then there's the crazy Republicans that, I don't know. Hey, who was that? That was a nice thumbs up. I like that. I just want to, you know, let everybody understand it's not easy trying to take care of things and problems and situations. But I'm doing okay, you know. Hell, you know. I had a needle in my foot when I was 2 years old. Everything's okay. See, I'm all right. I know the poison line came almost to my heart. I almost died. Yeah, I survived it. Now, where did it come from? Ooh. Yeah, the person ain't around anymore, so it's okay. If that person has passed away. This is Frank, and this is my world. Gooby gooby with the Frank teeth, let me in. So, why do we fight the unthinkable when we should just get along? No, I don't know if that's the right thing to do. I wish that I could reach out there and tell you guys how much God cares about you. Because I know He cares about me. I don't always know that. But then, like, I lose touch of the vibe, like the fifth dimension, or maybe the 5G of God. That's what if I had to name this segment of my movie anything, it would be the 5G of God. See, when you're in 5G of God, you never lose connection. See? I mean, you might have it connected back here in this unconscious mind, but you lose it up here. That's right. Because it gets kind of all funky and crazy and stuff. God is so good. He loves us with an unthinkable type of love. Unthinkable? He loves it with an unthinkable kind of love. Unthinkable. That's kind of weird, ain't it? I mean, unthinkable? I don't know. It's above our ways. He's not saying the right words. He's not being correct. But all I know is I've been through a lot. Yeah. A hell of a lot. I don't remember most of it. At least it's like blurry, you know? Blurry. It's amazing how we can do that. How we can make things blurry that we don't want to deal with. And we can make them happy when we want to deal with them. And we can call people up when we feel like talking to them. We can tune them out when we don't feel like dealing with them. That's what life's all about. Turning things on, turning things off. It's like a computer. Switch on, switch off, switch on, switch off. And with enough switch ons and switch offs, you get to see the clear picture of the beginning of the universe, which created everything. Yeah, the beginning of the universe created everything that exists, yeah. But what was that at the beginning of the universe that created everything? Well, it's in every little cell and Eon and Dion and Klingon. It's everywhere we go. Yeah, it's the particles. You're made up of the particles of the universe that creates everything. Now, there's some say nothing created everything in the vacuum of space, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, it is. Because it's possible that everything came out of nothing, but how did it happen? Well, the mathematics keep going and going. Sooner or later, the computer will figure it out. Oh, I did it. That was the computer did it. The computer did it. Yeah. I can see the computer trying to figure that out. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, it's like playing chess with a computer. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes it's just right. And then it starts whipping. Whipping good. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. What is so perfect about being God's friend? Everybody goes, well, we're not friends to God. God is friends to us. Okay. You can't disagree with that because no one's going to listen. We are one in the spirit. We are one. It's like, I don't want to be one with you. And then the guy goes off into nowhere land for a few more years. What's going to draw the people together? What's going to seal the fate of mankind? What's going to seal the fate of mankind? I think it's up to us. I mean, is it you, me, and some kind of treaty? A treaty will solve everything. Yeah, we just had a treaty. But they ain't following the treaties of past. Why do you think they follow the treaties of now? Because we got a 5G treaty now. It's different than a 4G treaty. 5G treaty. Wow. It's like the light comes on, 5G. Geez, that's great. A 5G TV. Samsung with the 5G reality out there. They're saying you should buy stock in 5G. That little chip, Little chip for 5G. Ooh. Bouncing babies are here again. Bouncing babies are here again. And the river starts to flow. You know it's alright. You know it's alright. You know it's all in my heart. I'll be your only, your one and only. You know it from the way we start. Yeah. We can be famous because we love you. Oh yeah, he pretending. He's just only, the one and only. You know it's the way to start. What does it mean to be famous? Does it mean you lose touch with reality and you're like, I'm famous, I lose touch with reality? Does it mean like, I'm famous and I lost touch with reality? I don't know, it's more like this. I'm famous and I lost touch with reality. Ooh, you be my only, my one and only. That's the way it should start. I don't think we know what we mean, but we know what we're trying to say. You be my only, my one and only. Bouncing babies are here again, and the river starts to flow. You be my only, my one and only. You know it's the way it should start. How did it do that? How did it do that? How did it do that? You know. It's just the way it should start. You be my only, my one and only. The itsy bitsy spider went up the spider spout. Down came the rain. See how I gotta deal with that every day. Wash the spider out. Up came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the drain again. Now, if you wanted to be married to someone that went through spider stories once in a while, I don't like spiders. I don't either do I. went the spider, went up the spider's spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. Ooh, I look like a spider now. My one and only. That's the way it should die. Remember, you are on glue. On glue. Yeah, I'm supposed to glue something together that I won't glue together because it's not going to fit. Yeah, someone wants me to put a wheel on a laundry basket. Yeah, but the darn wheel doesn't fit to the laundry basket. Okay, this is sort of like mental illness. This will give you a demonstration of mental illness versus government versus the whole movie of mental health emergency. Kind of like in a little story. Kind of goes like this. There's a hole in... Oh, it goes like this. Okay. Fetch some water, dear George, dear George, dear George. Now we're talking about George Washington, okay? Fetch some water, dear George, dear George. It's the record that's playing at the White House right now, maybe. Let's just say, some water, dear George, dear... And they're trying to figure out the code. Fetch some water, dear George, fetch some water. With what shall I fetch it? Dear Liza, with what shall... Now remember, this is a coded record. Fetch water. With what shall I fetch it? Dear Liza, with what shall I fetch it? Dear Liza, with what? So they were expecting this. And say, with a bucket, dear George, with a bucket, dear George, with a bucket. Huh. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, there's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, a hole. We'll fix it, dear George, we'll fix it, dear George, fix it. With what shall I fix it? Dear Liza, with what shall I fix it? Dear Liza, with what? With a cork, dear George, with a cork, dear George, with a cork. The cork is too big, dear Liza, the cork is too big, dear Liza, too big. Well, cut it, dear George, cut it, dear George, cut it. With what shall I cut it, dear Liza, with what shall I cut it, dear Liza, with what? With a knife, dear George, with a knife, dear George, with a knife. The knife is too dull, dear Liza, the knife is too dull, dear Liza, too dull. Well, sharpen it, dear George, sharpen it, dear George, sharpen it. With what shall I sharpen it, dear Liza? Okay, you, dear Liza, with what shall I sharpen it? Dear Liza, with what? With a millstone, dear George, with a millstone, dear George, with a millstone. The millstone's too dry. Dear Liza, the millstone's too dry. Dear Liza, too dry. Then Congress and well, wet it, dear George. Then wet it, dear George, wet it. With what shall I wet it, dear Liza, with what shall I wet it, dear Liza, with what? With water, dear George, with water, dear George, with water. With what shall I fetch it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I fetch it, dear Liza? With what? With a bucket, dear George, dear George, dear George. With a bucket, dear George, dear George. With a bucket. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, a hole. And that's mental illness, and that's the key that unlocks every door in the White House. Run, Mr. President, run, they're after you. Well, he listened to the top secret information program system 117B. He knows that they're trying to drive us crazy. They can't drive us crazy with that same song. It is kind of nuts, though. I mean, how you gonna fetch water if you can't use a bucket, though? I know. Poor man trying to do a poor thing in a poor situation. Couldn't get another bucket somewhere. No, they only got to use the same bucket. Of course you do. Same situation, same conversation. Yeah. So what we're doing is adjusting the thinking processes of the mind. Well, we have ways. Got brain spankings. You call that shock treatment. It's called brain spanking to some. Look at that. Mental illness is a mental illness, man. Leave the guy alone. So which ones get the brain spanking? Probably those that don't believe in the medicine, maybe. I don't know. It's those in medicine not saying they're working. So they work really hard to try to get you to feel better. But what is really going on with the person is the question. Well, they're either not doing what somebody wants, or they're not able to do what somebody wants. Either way, something must be done, according to the Mental Health Systematic Vision 117. So, when, like for instance, I say, I seen a murder when I was a child. You did? Okay, that's all about it, bro. I also seen I was abused, but we won't get into that right now because this is more important. Very important, I see. So we say America, a good place to live. It is. Hell, in other countries, they just remove part of my brain right away and start from there. Maybe, we don't know. Okay, where was I? Love is the drug I'm thinking of. Ooh, can't you see? Love is the drug for me. Did you ever hear of the experience of the 4-leaf clover? He's the devil in disguise. Oh man, that was too scary. He's a real somewhere man, sitting in his somewhere. We expect you back at the day hospital tomorrow, Mr. Rubino. I'll be at the day hospital tomorrow. Don't worry. Don't get to break a sweat. I'll be there. I'll be there to take your hand. I'll be there to share the land. Oh, give it away. We all live together. So they're going to give it away. They all live together. Talking about together now. See, how do you win a fight with Congress who wants you to fetch some water, Mr. President, when you got a hole in the bucket? And what's the bucket? That's the Senate. I mean, that's the Senate. That's the bucket. Mm-hmm. All they want you to go to the water, get the water, and fetch it so they could have some more water. But what do they do with all that water? Well, first they got to get the water. Yeah, where does the water come from? Our taxes. Because water is like life. What gives the government life? Except finances. Money. I mean, the president doesn't need finances. Really, he don't. But the thing is, he really don't. He doesn't work on finances. He works on power. He can control the army. He can just take whatever he wants. But the Senate can like make it hard on the army to get things because they got the purse. And there's a hole in the bucket. See, people are wondering. The bucket ain't working. We need people. We need human beings. We need citizens of the United States. Citizens of the United States. They're fighting the best they can, and the government's working against. And then what? Then the president can go a different way besides the bucket. That's all I know. So the bucket needs money. The money needs finances. So they've been threatening, most likely, about the bucket with a hole in it. Why did they give the president a bucket with a hole in it in the first place? Well, it's always got a hole in it because it's government. It's not their money. It's not their money. No, it's not their money. It's our money. Well, your money. It's mine too in a way. Yeah, I spend on the government. Yeah, you buy a glass of tea or something, you know. Yeah. Because I'm a citizen of the United States of America. He also thinks that he somehow signed a piece of paper in the army, give it a try, and gave it 6 months, and somehow he did something special, and somehow he ended up in the hospital, and then he ended out, and it's like one special deed leads a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. Because it relieved a lot of pressure. It put a hole in the bucket. Put a hole in the bucket. Man, that's pretty powerful. Shot a gun and put a hole in the bucket. I put it right in the bucket. Oh, so Frank, you're the problem. We just get rid of you. No, then the hole would get bigger. Now they're going to use me to plug the bucket. See, use my head to plug the bucket. So that would mean I'm the cork. They want to, cut it. We just cut a little bit of that bucket. Just cut it up in little pieces. No, I don't want to be in little pieces. I don't like that scenario. Can you just let me watch me stumble? Why would I want to volunteer to be a cork? Well, it's kind of hard not to be a cork when it comes to you, Frank. Because you are the cork. I am the cork, yeah. And we just want to get you, fix the bucket, and we'll be on our way. Why, though? Well, you're too big. We have to figure it out. We'll be right back. So, he's too important. What do you mean I'm important? Oh, you were important. You stopped World War III twice. In one lifetime. You know how it's hard to heard of. I never heard one man stopping 2 world wars in one lifetime. 2 world wars. Stop them right in their tracks. Well, the one guy, he was getting too close. I was only so big. Now I'm like, ooh, over my own head. Don't even remember it. It's been so long ago. Yeah. Boom, the general's head went. Like, it kind of rocked like this. I don't remember anything, actually. No. You can tell. He's a deadhead. Yeah. Anyway. Now, the state won't give me money because they say I was in the army. The army says I wasn't there because that's what they say. And food's on the table because of Dave and Pat and all the above. And me, I'm just like a sandwich every once in a while. And he hurt his back because some guy popped him in the back because they said he got to give him a pat cop tie. And we could untie his spine, it would be okay. I didn't mean it, Frankie, to do it, I also do. I was told they made a little puppet. Little puppet, man. We love little puppets. I'm your puppet. Oh man, you got many things wrong with you, my friend. I pray for your soul. Oh my gosh. And you praying for me? How can you do this? You're crazy. Leave me alone. He's so crazy. He keeps praying for everybody. He does the whole time, man. Everybody's getting better but him. I don't understand. That's what Jesus did. He got so bad he died. Yeah, but then he rose from the dead. Ooh. Yeah, what they did to him. He had his labor all at one day. Labor all in one day. Come on. Jesus was working all that. He had to walk here, walk there, lift a bucket here, lift a bucket there. He did a lot. He washed feet. He did a lot of things. He washed all his disciples' feet. I mean, 12 in the day. Ever watch it? Well, I don't know. The feet. The feet. The defeat of feet. The defeat of feet. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. I am a pom-pom girl. I wear my hair in curls. I don't go out with boys. I play with Tinker Toys. And I agree. But not Tinker Toys all the time. Yeah, not all the time. I wanted to be a prankster. That's what I wanted to be. Now I am a prankster. You don't want to hear the bash. The bashing of pots and pans that are against you. We are the pom-pom girls. We wear our hairs in curls. We don't go out with boys. So really, it's really funny. I run into these pom-pom girls all the time. And what do they basically want? I need money. Yeah, I mean, is there time to relieve the main valve of the spark plug of the brain? We are the pom-pom girls. We wear our hairs in curls. We don't go out with boys. We play with Tinker Toys. My eyes adored you, though I never laid a hand on you. My eyes adored you, though a million miles away from me knew that I adored you. So close, but yet so far, and you're so far away. Doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? She's so far away. I want the people to know that it saved my soul, but I still like to listen to the radio. It's fucking so crooked indeed. Can you see the crooked side of me? Yes, you're so crooked. So, there was a crooked man, he had a crooked life. He had a crooked family and a crooked wife. Is that most families today? Is that why we keep our crooked pay? Crooked. We keep an eye on our crookeds. How many astronauts is there in a pan? Do you not live east of Japan? I think that would be What's east of Japan? The Middle East. The Middle East. Maybe, what's next to the Middle East? Maybe, I don't know. I mean, how east of Japan is east? Yeah, you keep going round and round, you end up everywhere. Over and over again. You end up the west side of Japan. I see. From the walls of Mount Azuma to the halls of Tripoli, your fight is mighty bad. United States Marine Corps. I'm just a core boy with my core fantasy, living in the core of reality. Open your core and see. Easy flag, easy go. Will you let me go? Mama, just give a flag. Put a gun up to his head. Pull the trigger, now he's dead. Mama, ooh, don't mean to hurt no one. Everyone goes, yeah, whatever. Did you know that I am not everyone? Did you know I am not no one? I am someone. I am the reason for the Feast of the Tabernacles, but not Frank, no. Me, the thus saith the Lord one. The movie must go on. But the movie is actually work. It's actual doing something. It's my choice for my what? For my freedom. For your freedom of independence. And also, it is another thing. The joy. Did you get your joy from the Lord? Yeah. But isn't there like fun? Fun? You mean the pursuit of happiness? My pursuit of happiness is to make my movie. Well, that takes work, and you don't work. Well, I want to make this movie, so I think I can. Because I think I need to. So this is something you think you need to do. I say, so all this other time you were just playing around. Well, I was trying to do things, but nothing ever worked out right. I know. Because you didn't really want to do it. Of course not. You didn't want to join the army. Yeah, you joined, you did a few things, but it drove you crazy. Everything drives you crazy. But for some reason, making this movie is fun. And you want to pursue that happiness. Of course, you know it takes work to get happiness. Oh, lots of work. Matter of fact, no one's going to help you. You can do it all by yourself. I'm not going to be able to get it done that way. I know. Oh, good luck. Now, come on. That's what it seems like, doesn't it? Come on, people now. Smile on you, brother. I know we can do it. I mean, hasn't this guy worked hard enough his whole life, besides all he can't remember? Your brain up here is different than your brain back here, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, he writes the Pope gives him a blessing, and off he goes. Thinks he can do anything. Thinks he can get by the seat of his pants. No, that's not what I'm saying. I know, you've been through a lot, and you're just tired of being tired. And you want to have a pursuit of happiness. You want to have a sandwich in your mouth. Yeah, you want to drink water. You want to walk around if possible. You want to have a place over your head. I say. You want to have a good life in America. But we don't know if you're even American by now. Yeah, when I came back from North Carolina, they didn't even know I was American. They go, "Who are you?" They said to me, and I go, "Oh, nice. It's Frank, man. Frank who, man?" I go, "Frank Rapino, man." They go, "Who's Frank Rapino? We need to see his green card." His green card. Huh. I don't have a green card. I'm a citizen. Yeah, yeah. ID. We don't know who you are. We don't know. You don't know who I am. Well, if the state thinks you this, the federal government thinks you this, and hell if I know. What do you know, Frank? I don't know anything. That's the way we like him. Now he's happy. See, I'm only happy because you're happy. What? That is the funniest thing I ever see. I told you it was funny. What is so funny about looking serious? I could be an actor. Matter of fact, I think I will be. In my own movie. Why not? Why? Because you're not allowed to. We don't want you in your own movie. Out of there. We'll call it a mental health emergency broadcast system flunker. Flunker? Yeah, you flunked up. Flunked up? You flunked up, then you flunked down, then you flunk all around. You get these A's on your report card. A's over here, A's over there. Get a G over there, G over here. You say you passed, but then they say not to 2020, but yeah, 2080 and 2090. Next thing you're the dream police. The dream police, they live inside of my head. The dream police, they won't leave me alone. The dream police. The dream police. And that's why they didn't want the police, man. They thought the police were the dream police, man. They were confused. I say, the Actors Guild is getting in on this. I say, well, they thought they were acting in a part in a play. They didn't know they weren't on stage. Yeah, right. I tell you, reality is a lot less funny. Well, we needed someplace to practice. The man has the pursuit of happiness. The pursuit of happiness. What do I think about the thinkaboo? I think about book five, man. Shikabaka, hikabaka, hodo. And the so-do. And the no-no. And the go-go. We can make it if you try. If you try really hard to make this movie, we can figure out what the hell you want us to make. A movie for the pursuit of happiness when this mental health emergency is going on. Okay? So it is a real emergency. Yeah, it's a real emergency. I never said it wasn't. I just said the movie is funner than reality. The movie is the humorous part of the movie. How can you make this tragedy of time, space, and energy into something special? Well, one, we won't have World War III. How about in reality? Well, reality, see, the more intense it becomes, the more this stuff breaks out, man. See how it's getting worse? Just thinking makes it worse. I'm telling you, I'm going to break out in sunburns. He must be under a sun lamp or something. I got to get this stuff up. I don't know what it is. It's decay. The man's decaying. He's not doing nothing his whole life. Now he's decaying. He's decaying. No, he's trying. He's just trying to get by. Trying to get by. Just trying. We think you are under the president's seal of approval. You are approved to be a warrior. You are a verbal warrior. You are a single-digit warrior. You're a one where everybody else is zeros and ones and zeros. The one who stands alone. What do you have to say by yourself, man? We've been waiting for you. Said some zeros and ones and zeros and ones and zeros. I see a bunch of zeros and ones and zeros, but where is the one that leaves out? the one of happiness. The pursuit of happiness is one pursuit. You only get one pursuit of happiness, or do you get to pursue happiness all your life? As long as you stay in America, you get to pursue happiness. And then when you're gone, good luck. See, now, isn't it good to want to pursue happiness? Hmm? I've been pursuing happiness all my life. See, you got the pursuit of happiness. Next. Wait a minute. That is not the pursuit of happiness. Searching for happiness, never finding it, is a sad note. If nobody can, no reproach there. It is interesting, a country that has the pursuit of happiness without the joy of the spirit, maybe. What is wrong with the picture of the pursuit of happiness now, Frank? What does it mean, a pitcher of water that pours into a bucket with a hole in it? The bucket with the hole in it has no pursuit. George Washington said, or something. If a bucket has a hole in it and you pour water in the bucket, you got, hey, I don't know if that was anybody said, but they should say it. I mean, if you pour the bucket of water into another bucket with a hole in it, why'd you do it? When you could have just kept it in there, in the jar, or so, on the shelf. Pursuing is something you're able to do, or something you are able to do in America. You're able. We are able to go up and take the country and possess the land of Jordan to the sea. Though there may be giants there before us, God has given us the victory. 5G. 5G? I want to be the 5G sergeant. Sorry, 5G sergeant? Yeah. Okay, put me the 5G sergeant. Yes, I believe in 5G, and I'm the general of 5Gs, but I'm just a sergeant, but I'm the general of 5G, and what I see is we need some other people involved in this, so I'm going to have to step down. He's already stepped down. There was no generals of 5G yet. Generally speaking. Ooh, said the 5Gers. And the 5G saw it and said, if I was a 5G, what would I do? Well, what is 5G heaven? 5G heaven. Heaven on earth, perhaps? How can we make heaven on earth? Is it actually everybody getting along? Is everybody able to take 3 steps back? So none of us are perfect, but something's definitely wrong. The computer is computing different than we like it to. We are able to go up and take the computers and position them Jordan to the sea. And we had all the computers saluting. He's a computer. He saluted. He must be a computer. Computer salute. Wait, there was a flag. Another flag. Stop. No more flags. Stop. Okay. We are able to go up and take the country and possess the land of Jordan to the sea. He's going after the flag, man. We must understand that he's getting redder as we speak. We're reading the script off your face, for all I know. No, we all have to have scripts, but we're pursuing happiness. And as we pursue happiness, we're making our movie, I guess. So we should film things and write things down, I reckon. But who's actually doing it? Nobody knows. They got to get the information on the rock. How do you get the information to to the right site? How do we know all these false sites are not made up sites? I mean, how do we know? How do we know anything? We are able to, and he's carving a way to make a movie. It's different than any other movie that's been made. It's just a guy talking on Facebook about a movie that will save the day. And what's the movie based on? Mental health emergency, baby. A mental health emergency, baby. Save us. It'll be 20% fiction, we think. The fiction could come true, but the 20% fiction and 80% reality we're trying for. That's our goal. Did we do it, or is it successful? I think so. I don't know. I just believe it and go on. We are able to go up and take the country and position. He's too high-headed. You want to make an emergency, urgent. Emergency. I mean, come on. You've been thinking about it since you got back from North Carolina, haven't you? Yeah, I have. And what's this movie about? Mainly of the emergency. Well, it's about these 4 psychiatrists trying to take over the world. 4 psychiatrists trying to take over the world. My gosh, that sounds crazy. Yeah, it does.